Hello everyone, I welcome you all for this presentation. I am Dr. Vinay M, working as an IT and GIS expert at the Center of Excellence in Land Administration and Management, which is an initiative of DILRMP, Digital India Land Record Modernization Program, Department of Land Resource, Ministry of Rural Development, Government of India, which is currently housed at the Administrative Training Institute, Government of Karnataka, Mysuru. This particular COE covers the southern states and the UTs to act as a nodal center for monitoring the DILRMP schemes and the initiatives and look into the activities of the different states. This particular presentation is on the SVAMITVA project, which is initiated by the MOPR, Ministry of Panchayati Raj, and in association with the Survey of India. The abbreviation of the SVAMITVA, which stands for the Survey of Villages and Mapping with Improvised Technologies in Rural Areas. This particular presentation discusses about the Karnataka chapter, how the Karnataka state executed this SVAMITVA and what is the current status and what will be the outcome and what are the success stories of this SVAMITVA that we are going to discuss in this particular presentation. So, this particular SVAMITVA is executed by the SSLR department, Survey, Settlement and Land Records, Government of Karnataka, and majority of the data are from the SSLR, whatever I am going to present in this presentation. So, the SVAMITVA abbreviation already discussed, and if we look into the abbreviation which specifically says that survey of villages and mapping with improvised technology. So, improvised technology means use of modern technologies which gives the state of the art mapping applications with aerial technologies like drone technology, even the satellite based images. But this particular SVAMITVA, as per the scope of the work, it is mainly based on the mid altitude payloads with the drone, where the drone captures the aerial image, and these are all the main components of the SVAMITVA project. And if we look into that, it is a central sector scheme launched by the Honorable Prime Minister on 24th April 2020 on the occasion of National Panchayati Raj Day, and MOPR, that is the Ministry of Panchayati Raj, is the facilitator for this project and who funds across the states. The scheme aims to provide the record of rights in the form of modern property cards, especially the digitalized property cards, to the village household owners possessing houses in an inhabited rural areas, which is also called as Zabadi. So, the modern digital property cards would facilitate monetization of rural residential assets and act as an instrument for different credits and other financial services. Like suppose if a particular household owner need to take the loans from the bank, then this modern and digitalized property card will act as an instrument for the credit and financial services. If we look into the need of the SVAMITVA, as we discussed that the survey of land records in India for the purpose of settlement and record of rights, ROR, has been completed many decades back. So, if we look into the many decades back, still the legacy records are maintained, but there is no digital record in the majority of the states. So, the main goal of this SVAMITVA is to digitalize all the legacy records. If there is no record, then we need to map it and keep it for the future maintenance purpose. If we look into the SVAMITVA, the Abadi, which is also called as inhabited area, some part of the place that called as the Laldora and some part of the states called that as the Gotan areas of the villages, and which is not surveyed or mapped in most states. So, non-survey of these Abadi states has led to lack of infrastructure and amenities in the areas and compared to municipal sites. So, in most states, the survey of Abadi lands were taken many decades ago, leading to mismatch with ground reality of the villages. While in others, no survey has been taken, leading to non-existence of the official records. The property or land in such areas is either inherited or sold without any sale deed or registry. So, in the absence of legal document at the abadi areas, the owners of the property in rural habitations are not able to leverage their own property as a financial asset acceptable by the banks for the purpose of providing loans or the financial assistance. To provide the legal right of the property to the household owners, there is a need to leverage technology to provide benefits to the rural households in a time transparent and the cost effective manner. So, the SVAMITVA scheme has introduced to fill this gap. So, the main objective of this SVAMITVA project is that to creation of accurate land records for rural planning, especially it is a rural planning for the rural areas and the reduction of property related disputes, legal cases at Gram Panchayat level. To bring financial stability to the citizens in rural India by enabling them to use their property as a financial asset for taking loans and other financial benefits by making property card title deed as a recognized financial instrument to rural household owners. And another objective is to enable and determination of the property tax in the states where Gram Panchayat are authorized to collect as own source of revenue through the help of the modern and digitalized property records. The creation of survey infrastructure and GIS map that can be leveraged by any department for their use. So, once the GIS map has been prepared for a particular village through SVAMITVA, these maps can be used across the different department for the different purposes, different planning purposes at the village level. To support in preparation of better quality Gram Panchayat development plan GPDP by making the use of GIS maps. So, who are all the stakeholders of the SVAMITVA? It comes from the central, that is Ministry of Panchayati Raj, Government of India, then the state level, State Panchayati Raj Department, then the implementer, State Revenue Department, and technical support from the Survey of India. So, different level, different monitoring mechanism has constituted. So, where different stakeholders are involved, national level, national steering committee, state level, state steering committee, district level monitoring committee, and panchayat level panchayat monitoring committee. So, different stakeholders, different officers are involved for the execution of the SVAMITVA project. So, especially in the state of Karnataka, Karnataka State Steering Committee has constituted in the year 2020. So, 9 different officers are involved: Additional Chief Secretary, Regional Commissioner, Inspector General of Registration, the Commissioner of SSLR, Survey Settlement and Land Records, Director of State Panchayati Raj Department, representative from Survey of India, the Secretary from the Ministry of Panchayati Raj, State Informatics Officer from the NIC, and Additional Director of SSLR, Survey Settlement and Land Record. So, these officials are nominated to look into the SVAMITVA activities at the state of Karnataka. So, if we look into the implementation stage of the SVAMITVA, so the breakdown has brought into the 13 different stages, where each stages has its own objectives and own goal to accomplish. So, once the stage 1 is finished, then a sequence of stages has to be followed, where the stage 1, the establishment of a CORS station, continuously operating reference stations from the Survey of India. Then once the establishment of CORS station and the village is identified for the SVAMITVA, then the notification from the SSLR will happen to conduct this SVAMITVA project. Then IEC activity, and then Grama Sabhas. After that, drone flying. So, once the drone is flown, then the data quality check. If the data quality check is okay, and if the data is acceptable, then preparation of the map book. Once map book is done, then after that ground truthing is done to verify the accuracy of precision and accuracy of the surveyed data. So, once the ground truthing is done, then the integration of non-spatial data is done through the sharing of form 2. Once the data is collected from the form 2, then the integration of the spatial and non-spatial data will be done, and At the stage 10, then once the data is fully integrated, then the generation of draft PR card will be done through a certain format. We are going to discuss about what all the features are included in the SVAMITVA property card. Then once the draft PR card is issued, then the next stage is the calling for objections and adjudication. So suppose if any ground level disputes are arising, then 15 days time period is given to call the objections. If there is no objection received at the stipulated time, then the issue of the final PR card will be. So these are all the different stages. So if we look into the detailed activity of the different stages, in the stage 1, the establishment of course station. So we will have a special lecture on this, how course works, everything. So you can go through that through our YouTube channel. So course station. So course station is a GPS instrument to liberate users from setting their own reference station each time they wish to undertake GNSS measurement. The Survey of India has established a network of course station which is not only capable of providing RTK services, that is real time positioning services, through RTK and NRTK networked real time kinematics with accuracy of plus or minus 3 centimeter, but also host an array of different positioning service targeted to cater the requirements for the different segments of geospatial and scientific community. So once the rover is procured, the rover has to be connected through the NRTK, networked real-time kinematics. The NRTK will receive the radio signal from the GPS satellites, especially the GNSS, not only the GPS. GPS is the one country system where the NRTK receives the signal from the GPS from the USA and GLONASS from the Russia, then the Galileo from the European region and Baidu from the China, and also from the Indian RNSS, that is Gagan satellites. So these are all the different satellites which is made available for the positioning service. So this NRTK, the rover receives the signals, and even the course also receives the signal. Then the differential corrections will be applied in order to attain the accuracy of plus or minus 3 centimeter. This course service from the Survey of India can be subscribed through the website www.course.surveyofindia.gov.in, where different levels of packages are available for gaining the NRTK services like monthly, bi-monthly, 6-month, 1-year packages are available. According to the requirement, the vendors can purchase the course facility from the Survey of India. Once the course is established, then the notification will happen, notification of survey area through public notice. The selected villages have to be notified under the Act, Karnataka Land Revenue Act 1964. And the sections 106, 112, 109, 148, 152 and 153, and even Karnataka land revenue rules also there 1966, that also need to be followed by the competent authority of the SSLR department. So once the revenue village is notified, then it will be published in the Gazette for the execution of the SVAMITVA project. Then at the stage 3, IEC activity will be done, information, education and communication activities, that is done by RDPR department. So this activity is to educate the people regarding the project, how it is executed, what are all the benefits. These things we have to discuss with the village residents in order to execute the project without any complication at the ground level. So once the people are educated with the SVAMITVA project, and the different manuals, posters, audio, video, short films are made available to create the awareness among the village residents. Then once the IEC activity is done, it goes to stage 4, the Grama Sabhas conducting after the notification of the village. The Grama Sabhas in the village to be conducted within 7 days of prior notice to the public. The Grama Sabhas has to be done independently in every identified habitat of the village. The main goal of the Grama Sabha is to intimate villagers about the stages of survey, drone survey, issue of draft PR card, calling for objection, finalization of RPOR, and date on which drone flying will be started. So in the stage 4, the drone flying activity will be done. So in order to cover the entire Karnataka state, nearly 31 districts are there. So each districts as allotted with the different flying organization, where the Survey of India allotted with the 5 districts such as Ramnagara, Tumkur, Hasan, Uttar Kannada and Belgavi, and Alterra, LTI Mindtree, NeoGeo and Pioneer. So these are all the vendors who bagged the project and executing at the different time levels. So out of 31 districts, nearly 10 districts are remaining, and that will be done in near future before the year 2025. So if we look into the drones used at the SVAMITVA project, it is mainly 2 different types of drone. One is the quadcopter and another one is the VTOL, vertical takeoff and landing. So the sophisticated drones are used by the different vendors in order to collect the aerial images across the allotted districts. Once the data is mapped, then that has to be sent for the next stage. So if we look into the current status as on the end of the year 2024, the drone mapping status, majority of the regions are covered. Like total 31 districts are there. Out of that, 1,91,791 square kilometer are there. So out of 30,715. So currently 21 districts are awarded, where this 21 districts covers the 1,43,484 square kilometers, which covers 21,710 villages. So the current progress is 1,10,968 square kilometers as covered, which equals to 16,721 villages where the drone flying is completed. So that means if we look into the 16,721 with respect to the total villages of the Karnataka, 30,715, nearly 55 to 60% of the villages are already covered. Then remaining will be done within the year. So this is the aerial view, the bird's eye view of the particular village where the drones are flown and drone captured the image without any distortion. So how to rectify whether this particular data having a distortion or not? Since it is a aerial view, the wall of the building should not be visible. So if the wall of the building visible clearly, then that drone flying is not proper, then we can easily reject the data. Right now, if we look at this particular aerial image, we can able to see that there is no side walls. So exact rooftops are distinctly identified. So based on this, we can able to demarcate all the buildings and what are all the developments has happened in that particular Abadi region that can be mapped. Once the images as collected from the vendors, then these ORIs are generated, ortho-rectified images. Even the ORIs has to be generated by the vendors. If the ORI is accepted based on the specific checklist, specific criteria, and if passes the quality checking, then quality assurance will be done. Once all the checklists are passed, then the data will be hosted in the Geo server, where in the Geo server the district level land records officer can able to access the data, and they can easily demarcate the buildings. So next it comes to the stage 7. In the stage 7, map book preparation. So the sheet wise maps can be generated. So for a village, different scales of image can be generated according to the requirement. 1:100, 1:500, 1:1000, 1:2000, up to the area of the villages. So these type of the sheets that we need to generate for the next uh, ground truth verification purpose. Once the sheet has generated, the sheet has to be taken to the ground, and along with the rover GPS, the buildings are checked for the value accuracy, and if there is any displacement in the data, the displacement can be rectified at the ground. Then collection of the non-spatial data like the building type. So whatever the requirement, according to the requirement, we can collect the rooftop. So what type of floors they used, and what is the built area, what is the floor area ratio. So majority of the quantitative metrics that we can extract, right? So once all the information is extracted from the ground level with respect to the particular sheet, then integration of non-spatial data will be done through the stage 9. So like who is the owner of the building, how many are residing at the building, what is the ration card number of a particular householder. So these are all the information that can be collected through the sharing of form 2. Once everything is done, then complete digitization of the features, especially the geographical features like the building, roads, whatever required, that can be digitized in the form of vectors. So vector data. Then this vector data will be ingested with the attributes, so whatever the data collected from the form 2, that is integrated. Once the data is fully integrated, then the data is ready for issual of the draft PR card. So this is the overall format of the draft PR card, where different states have a different nomenclature for the property card. In the state of Haryana, they say like title deed, but in the Karnataka, it has been said like rural property ownership record, RPOR. In Madhya Pradesh, Adhikar Abhilekh, and in Maharashtra, Sannad. In Uttar Pradesh, Gharavani, and in Uttarakhand, Swamitva Abhilekh. So every state has its own abbreviated terms with respect to the property cards. But in the state of Karnataka, we call that as RPOR. The RPOR card will be issued, a draft RPOR, to call for the objection, and if any discrepancies in the data, then that can be rectified within the given time, and if there is no discrepancy, then there is no errors, then the final property card will be issued. This is at the stage 11, the generation of draft PR card. If we closely look into the design of the property record, that is RPOR, so here at the top left corner, the district informations as mentioned, and lingual, it's in the Kannada. So the regionalization has done both in English and both in Kannada. The informations are available. Then taluk, hobli, village, and district code, taluk code, hobli, and village code, everything is mentioned. And the top right corner, the Swamitva property ID. So each property ID is each property is indexed with the ID with the sequence of number with respect to the village. And if we look into this RPOR, this is issued under the Rule 83 of Karnataka Land Revenue Rules 1966, Form 13A. And the first information which is displayed on the draft property card is the property type, whether it is a private or whether it is a government. So if it is a private land, private is mentioned. If it is government land, government is mentioned. Then the property use. So for what purpose the property has been used, whether it is for the residential or for the commercial or for the residential, the particular building, that has to be marked here at the part 2 of the form. Then in the part 3, the property area, the total area of the particular building has to be mentioned in the two different units, that is square meters and square feet. Then the fourth part is the common undivided area. The fifth one is mutation number. So if there is any mutation number, if applicable, they will mention according to the requirement. Then the sixth part is the owner name with father, husband, guardian name or ID number. So these details can be furnished at the draft PR card. Then panchayat ID. So each panchayat will be assigned with a unique ID like Aadhaar numbers. These IDs will be useful to identify at which panchayat level this property card has been issued. Then the eighth part is the whether encumbrance, lease, easement or other rights remarks. So if any details are there, that can be furnished. So the details of each part has mentioned here clearly. Then at the end, after the eighth one, the property map sketch is drafted along with the dimension of the sketch and also with the overview where the base map from the drone image can be overlaid, and on top of the drone image the property sketch has is overlaid for better visualization of the property, and along with barcode as mentioned here in order to digitally verify and digitally sign the document. So all the details are clearly mentioned here. You can go one by one and you can get to know about this. This is one of the unique design of the property card that has done by the Karnataka state, where different states has different formats, but if we look into this Karnataka state's RPOR, which has a unique parts where a majority of the modern touch has came, where the printed date, the digital signature, QR code, all the things are mentioned. Once the draft PR card has issued, then it goes for the stage 12. In the stage 12, the grievance and readdressal 15-day period is provided for the property owners to submit any objections or discrepancies. They might find the draft records. During this period, they can present their objections in writing to the relevant authorities, which will be then addressed before finalization of the records. So if there is no objections, then it will go to the stage 13, the issue of final PR card. So as on the end of the year 2024, nearly 10.1 lakh property records as draft property records as issued out of 3,829 villages. So among that, 3.25 lakh properties as issued with the final SVAMITVA card without any objections, which is out of 2,571 villages were issued with the final SVAMITVA card. So this is a success story, and a person is distributing the final draft card to the residents, and this map shows where all the property cards as issued. So in the district like Ramanagara and some parts of the Mysore, some parts of the Dakshina Kannada, Hassan, and some parts of the Kalburgi, and some parts of the Koppal and Davangere, where certain there is no certain objections. So finally the SVAMITVA card has issued. The draft card as issued in the yellow region. So wherever yellow colored is there, so the draft cards are issued, but still under the time period for the grievance and readdressal, and if no objections, then the final property card will be issued. These are all the success stories of the different beneficiaries. This particular flyer is floated by the Ministry of Panchayati Raj, where if we look into this, the Sanna Gangamma, the housewife, so Devagondanahalli village of Arsikere Tahsil, Hassan district, who benefited from this particular SVAMITVA project, and After the issual of the final property card, some of the questionnaires, some of the feedbacks are collected where the Gomati female beneficiary aged 35 from the Chanpatna taluk of Ramnagara district has shared her testimonial, and these are all the success stories of the Swamitva project at the state of Karnataka. So the different people given a different opinion and feedback regarding the Swamitva, how this particular instrument benefited them at a different level, that has discussed once the this is not limited the success story. There are a lot of success stories are there that can be summarized and that can be reported in a different manner. Okay, thank you everyone. So this is about the success stories of Karnataka, and other states success stories will be documented as soon as possible, and keep follow us at Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and if you have any queries, write us at the Gmail ID which is mentioned here. And if you want to visit our website, you can scan this QR code and you can visit our website where some of the best management practices, some of the action plans is uploaded. End of the presentation, and thank you everyone. Have a nice day.